Later, Ken Wingard is showing us a DIY lollipop Christmas tree.
Welcome back, everybody. Here to show us how to create a beautiful still life centerpiece is the flower chef, or flower child is what I call her, Carly Cylinder. Welcome, Carly.
Call me whatever. Call me whatever you want.
So your first book, The Flower Chef, is, I think this is so clever because it's more of a cookbook with recipes on how to build beautiful floral arrangements.
Exactly. It is a cookbook that I figured would be very easy for most people to use. You know, we innately know what to do when we pick one up, and it uses like prep time and cook time, different seasonalities. So that was really the inspiration.
Like some of these beautiful recipes in here.
Yeah, so that's like just a grocery store spiral. I show how to spiral flowers, and you know, if you're at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or Farmer's Market, you can just pick up whatever they have, and you'll be able to create something that looks a little bit more professional. This is a candlelight centerpiece, and gorgeous. That would be great for the upcoming holidays. Again, really simple flowers. I'm using sunflowers, everyday flowers, and just a trick on how to create it. This one, Calm and Collected, this is something I would actually make in my own home. You could use, you know, foliage from your backyard. It just uses hydrangeas, something to make with the kids. It's really simple and inexpensive.
That's what I was going to say. Looking at those in the book, they look like something straight out of a florist.
Right, yes. Well, I am a florist.
I know, but I would think I would have to pay hundreds of dollars to get that same effect.
It's, you know what, flower arranging can seem so intimidating and daunting, but the thing is you just have to know these little tips and tricks, and that's my whole thing. Like, it's not that hard. I really think anyone can do it. You just kind of have to get, you know, a few little tips to get going.
Yeah, you break it down into steps for us, like a cookbook.
Exactly.
I love that. So you're actually going to show us how to make this arrangement right here
This
today,
is
right?
Still Life Centerpiece. It's in the book. It is one of the more challenging ones, but it's pretty easy still. So I use just 5 flowers.
All right.
Again,
there's all kinds of stuff in here.
It definitely looks more complicated than.
Yeah, it
so
does.
I have stock right here. This is everyday flower, and some Veronica, Lysianthus, which is super popular, Hypericum, also called coffee bean, and then dahlias, which are readily available. So you don't have to have these types of flowers. You just have to have the palette that you want. And what I really do is mix the shapes. So I make sure to get like a pointier flower with a round flower.
Oh, how nice.
So that's really like the important
so that's the key.
buying, you know, tip.
Okay, so
just for less texture.
Exactly. Yeah. You came in earlier today and you did build this. You're going to show us how we can
did.
all make this at home. Let's take a look.
So right now, what I'm doing is I cut the stalk first. I'm peeling off all the leaves, putting it in the foam, and I'm creating a V shape. This helps get that asymmetrical look.
Oh, interesting.
The next thing I'm gonna do is use the Veronica. Again, another pointy flower. I'm cutting multiple stems at once just to save time.
And you're cutting them shorter than the others.
I'm cutting them, I'm following the line of the stalk. So I'm creating kind of this V shape.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fill it in concave. Those are the stems I put aside because that's what we're gonna use for the produce.
Okay.
So then with the rest of the flowers, I'm gonna add them in a little bit lower. That's the Lysianthus, I'm just filling it out. And next up is the Hypericum or coffee bean. That's just accenting everything else. I'm placing the flowers lower on the bowl just to conceal some of that foam. So as you can see, I'm using a serving bowl. If you wanted to.
So that's just a bowl out of your kitchen.
You can use whatever's in your pantry, whatever you have on hand. And you know, if you actually wanted to make smaller versions, you could use little soup bowls and then just place it down the table.
Long like a runner.
Like a runner. Or you could put it, you know, on a coffee table. So you can use the same amount of flowers and kind of even make more.
Well, so the asymmetry is really what you're going for this arrangement.
Yes, so.
Because there's shorter, there's longer, there's.
Right now, you know, rustic is very popular in floral design. And so I just created an asymmetrical shape, but I'm using a lot of the balance with the color. So as long as it looks balanced, that's what, you know, that's what matters.
Well,
and then we'll fill it in with.
Caught my eye was things like artichoke. And
Right. So this is a good thing to do. Say it's the end of the week and you're not gonna eat all your fruits and veggies or something.
True.
You could just make an arrangement with it, honestly. And if you wanted to do something for maybe winter, you could use darker, you know, types of fruit like an eggplant or beet, anything like that.
So what's the key to be able to get the? I see.
Okay, so you can do it 2 ways. So you could use like this is a florist pick or a bamboo, you know, bob stick.
Right.
But I sometimes don't even have this in my house.
And you're a florist.
And I'm a florist. I don't really have my toolkit at my house, you know? So I am just cutting, when I cut the flower, which will fill in, yeah, I'll cut that short and I just place it aside. So we can actually fill in if you...
Oh, I'd love
So you're
to.
putting in the bigger flowers later. I think you start with the big flowers.
Right.
Not for this?
No, you're so right. Normally my tip is that you put the biggest flowers in first and then you fill in with the smaller. But for this arrangement, I really want the dahlias to pop and be the focal point. So I put those in last. Whatever you put in last is the first thing you see. That's why I'll put the dahlias.
Well, the dahlias last and then the fruit and the vegetables, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay,
and so we'll just fill in the holes. You want to make sure that you're turning it so, you know, you don't have a total one-sided arrangement.
So you literally just tape the artichoke to the stem.
Yes, I used florist tape, which is right here. But you can use, I mean, you could use duct tape. You could use whatever's going to stick it, you could do it. And then you can cut that stem shorter if you'd like. Oh, I like that.
If you were to buy this at,
usually I put it down
from a florist, it would be extremely expensive, right?
I mean, that would retail for at least $150, but the materials cost about $35.
So you can do this for yourself for $35.
Exactly, or you could give it as a gift and
Right.
Save a lot of money.
And just like Allie and I were saying earlier, if you're bringing it to a friend that day and it's fresh fruit, you can eat the fruit that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would boil the artichokes, you said. You're like,
why
I'll just
not?
take it out and, you know.
There you go, girls. You know what? When you have them, why not? Thank you
Cheers.
so much. You're so wonderful. You guys stick around. Up next, Chef Nick Liberato.
Hey, and I'm going to show you a twist on a classic recipe.